here's Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Janice. And Stewart Welch from the Welch Group joins me. We're talking about your money. Now, this is not going to be something that's going to apply to everybody out there, but it will apply to a lot of you. We're talking about tax strategies when you turn 70. And there's some things that you can do to really protect yourself a little bit in some of your money, having to pay more taxes, right?
So I think, not everybody's 70, but
right.
A lot of people know somebody who's 70,
right.
So it might be a parent. But if somebody's actually 70 and a half, everybody knows now that if you've got an IRA, you have to start taking the money out. It's called a required minimum distribution. Mm-hmm. And when you take that out, it's ordinary income. And so there's a strategy that a lot of people miss. It's called a qualified charitable distribution.
Okay.
And what it allows you to do is, instead of taking it out and taking it and putting it in your account where it's ordinary income, you actually, if you're making gifts to charity, you take it and give it directly to the charity. And when you do that, it does not show up as income to you.
Okay. And
that can keep you from getting into higher tax brackets. It can keep you from getting into a higher level of income that could affect, say, Medicare.
So this is already somebody who, you may have a large nest egg, shall we say, right? And so if you, like you just said, if you push your higher tax bracket, let's say if I'm in the 28%, and now I take this money in, all right, and I don't give it to charity, it's going to push me to a higher tax bracket, so I'm paying a higher tax rate on that money, right?
That's exactly right, and this is a way of literally avoiding that.
Okay.
And so there's a couple of rules, Mike, around that. First, it only applies to IRAs. You have to be 70 and a half or older. Mm-hmm. So it may be a parent, you may be thinking about a parent who's 70 and a half or older. You can't do more than $100,000 in a tax year. Okay. So a lot of people have very large IRAs and they're giving a lot to charity, so that's a limitation. And you actually don't get a charitable deduction because you're giving it directly from this thing that has never been taxed directly to the charity. Okay. But that does not hurt you. That actually is something that can help you do that.
Is it also keeping you eligible, though, for the other deductions, which many of them, obviously, you start losing when the older you get?
That's exactly right. You do maintain that. Right.
So now, how much money could somebody potentially save? I know it depends on how much money they got saved up in the IRA, but thousands of dollars we're talking about?
It can be thousands of dollars. Yeah. It depends on kind of where you are and how many deductions you're taking and how far, as you get higher income, a lot of deductions get phased out. Okay. So if you're kind of in a big income picture, you're avoiding all that kind of phase out information. And I'd say there's three things. Here's the takeaway. Okay. If you're 70 and a half or know somebody who's 70 and a half, if they're taking required minimum distributions from their IRA and if they're given to their church or their charity, they need to go see their tax advisor and ask them if the qualified charitable distribution strategy can save them money. And I'll tell you, in a lot of cases it will.
All right. Stewart Welch from the Welch Group helping a lot of folks out. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, we're